Go.
You are now looking at Castle Clinton, which was built in 1811. This was originally not on land. It was in the water. There was a land bridge, a pier that went out here to create the access to it. And it was all about the original defense works for the island. Predating that, there were a lot of cannons all over the place on all sides, such that if any invaders came to the area, they could be bombarded with artillery from the shores, and it basically made the area impregnable, which was great, from Staten Island and from Governor's Island here as well. Now this has got 28 cannon embrasures. It was built just in time for the war with the British, the War of 1812, which it was never really used for because the British were too busy spending time fighting the French to really fight the Americans. And so it was not used, but it was here just in case. Now, this was eventually changed from being a defense works into something called Castle Gardens, which is kind of a beer hall and amphitheater for a while, up until about 1850. And then this became the first immigration depot in the world. And from 1850 to 1890, that was the case. There was a lot of very first folks, and most of them from the Irish potato famine. Over 4 million of them got processed through over there. It closed down, and temporarily the government took over at the foot of Whitehall Street, the new immigration depot. But then it was moved over to this island over here, Ellis Island, which is where there was a total of 12 million people processed through from 1892 to 1926, when they officially quit processing people there. It stayed open until 1956 and then officially closed altogether. But it said that 40% of Americans have at least one ancestor coming from that area. And you can check that out later on about over here. Check this sculpture out. This is called The Immigrants. It is by a man named Louisiana, and it was funded by a man named Samuel Rudkin, who was a self-made millionaire. His family came to the area in 1896, and if you look, you'll see the details of these immigrants, but they're not stereotyped like the continents were in front of the Indian Museum. These have more of a realistic feel of the people who were actually processed through Castle Garden. Now, Castle Garden, let's go back here, was after it had no longer been an immigration depot. From 1892 up until 1940s, it was the site of the aquarium for people to check out. So it was an entertaining area. And then it was closed down. At that point, there was a developer who wanted to take this area and put a bridge in the area and ruin the whole field of Manhattan altogether. Well, that didn't happen, and instead it was turned into a national monument, and they took the original Castle Garden, and then the Castle Garden rather, and then turned it to the look and feel of the old Castle Clinton. And that's what we see here today.